What's going on, gents? NHL13 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first ever be a GM commentary. So we're going to start off with the Winnipeg Jets this time around because it's kind of a big deal to me. They're one of my favorite teams. Anyways, let's get this going. So we're going to start this off with the fantasy draft, and no, I did not rig it and make myself pick first. I am actually picking what it told me to pick, which was 7th. So right away as we go in here, we have a couple options to take. We could take Pavel Datsyuk, Zdeno Chara, or Evgeny Malkin. So a lot of you may say, oh, well, I'm going to take, Pavel Datsyuk. And I'd agree with you if you were going off for overall and all that kind of stuff. But he's 34 years old, and 34 years old means he only has a couple left to play, and especially, or a couple more years left playing. And I think I could get Chara. I mean, he's not really that big of a factor as Malkin is. So I'm going to take Evgeny Malkin just for his young age. And I know that Chara doesn't have all that long left in the NHL either. Just a quick little thing. Sorry about my audio today. It just kind of messed up and stuff. And I didn't have my microphone. So if it sounds weird, that's why. Anyways, we have a 24th round pick in the second round. So like I said, there's Zdeno Chara perfectly for us. But, sorry about that. Something I like to do in this game is go off potential. So I want all potential players, and that's going to be my thing. So right away I see this guy, Tyler Jones, and he's actually a created player. And but I'm going to draft him, and I created him as almost like a CHL pro. So he actually just has a lot of potential, only 74 overall as you guys see, so we're going to draft him. Then in the third round, coming up, Zdeno Chara still there, so why not? We're going to draft him. And this is where I'm going to start showing you guys how I pick most of my teams. I go off potential. So I can tell you guys from experience that I know who has good potential and who doesn't. So right away, I can tell you that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets good almost right away. He already has 80 overall, and he gets good fairly right away. He was drafted first round overall from the Edmonton Oilers, and you can just see right here his potential is almost 5 stars. It's 4.5. And he's a good player, and he gets good pretty fast. So we're going to draft him. And you guys may think, why didn't you just do the entry draft and whatever and leave all this stuff? It's because you can take more players here in the fantasy draft. And that's one of the main reasons why I use fantasy draft. Now, I know Ryan Murray is a draft pick of this year, so the first year in the NHL. And I also know that I have in my goalies Jack Campbell and Malcolm Subban to take, but I will tell you that Malcolm Subban does not get good for quite a long time in this game, and that's why I highly suggest taking Jack Campbell and possibly John Gibson. For some reason, his potential, it used to be really high with Yellow Stars, now it's really high with Red Stars, which means he's most likely not going to reach that potential, but he's still a good pick to take. He's 61 overall, and after a couple years, if you play him enough, he gets up to that 80 range. So he's always a good goalie and a good option. But I do want to check out the overall just to make sure there's no guys I'm really missing out here. And look at that. There's lots of good players here. Lots of good captain material. And I'm actually going to select one of these older guys just for the fact of carrying my team in the younger years. That's something smart. Pick a few players who can carry you guys in the first couple years of your be a GM. And one of the guys is Andre Meszaros. And I know he has 4 stars. Potential and all that good stuff, but I do think that I'm going to, I accidentally hit drafted, to take, not Martin St. Louis obviously, but I'm going to take Andrei Markov. The reason I said obviously not take St. Louis is because he is kind of older, and but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and choose a goalie here to keep me through, so I'm going to pick Mika Kiprusoff, good goalie all around, 35 years old, but like I said, I'm going to be taking, Jack Campbell here as well, so I have that as an option. And I know Jack Campbell gets good right away, pretty much. Another good player here is Steven Bereshi. He was a first-round pick for the Calgary Flames, and he also gets good almost right away. Huberdeau as well, I'll probably be taking him soon, and Morgan Riley is there as well. So now pretty much what I'm going to do here is try to even out my lines as much as possible, but I'm going to be taking all the really young good guys. So like I said, Huberdeau. I'll tell you guys that you may fail in the first season, but I highly suggest using this tactic. It works in the long run. But I did turn salary cap off because these guys do end up with a hefty contract in 3 years down the line. Morgan Riley we're going to take there next, just for the obvious fact that these guys are good hockey players with a lot of potential. So I'm also going to look through here for the other goalies, and we're going to pull up Jack Campbell. Now, I want to show you something about Jack Campbell here. He is 20 years old, and he was drafted 11th overall by the Dallas Stars. You can take a look at his things. His angles are already at 76, breakaways 75. He's got a good 5-hole, good glove high for a really young goalie. And another thing is he's pretty quick on his feet, and he's 6'2", which means that he's a bigger goalie, covers more net, and I like it. He's 199 pounds, and he shoots left. That's a big thing for goalies. I don't know why. I just have a pet peeve with right-handed goalies. I don't know what it is. But anyways, that's what I'm going to be drafting as like my WHL goalie for the first year. Now, you guys may think I'm crazy here, but I'm also going to draft Malcolm Subban. As I said, he is not a good goalie right off the bat, but he does get good. It just takes a long time. And the simple fact that I could play him 1 year or 2 years in the WHL is just a big plus for me. And he can get all that experience in the WHL, which is awesome. So, and a lot of these players that I'm drafting also can have a lot of potential in the WHL. So, as you guys can see, Yakupov appears up here. Another player who gets good fairly quickly. I think after 3 years, he gets about 88 if you play him a lot and play him right. I don't know why I keep on going to this goalie section, but I want to be on potential. Dougie Hamilton is a really good defenseman. He's a big kid and also a really good hockey player, really good defenseman, and gets good. So we're going to take him here. In the 14th round, I mean, this is when players start getting, you know, a little bit under the good, if you want to call it that. But I am going to look down here. I think I could get Slaney in free agency, or I know that I can get Slaney in the free agency. And a lot of these guys is the same thing, like Yager. But Nick Antropov is still here, so I'm going to draft Nick Antropov. Good Winnipeg Jets player, so yeah. But anyways, we're going to see what I need. So I need 1 more center, 2 more left wings, 3 more right wings, 4 more D, and I have all my goalies that I need. But I may have to take another goalie here just to be safe. And the goalies are just never any good here. But I think I'm going to take Mark Byzantine over Gibson, just for the simple fact that the potential range is better for Byzantine. And we're going to see here. For our last pick of today, before I get off this video, we're going to take Radek Foska. And I'm just going to select a few more players here, actually, and then I'm going to try to sim the rest of the draft. So we're going to take Radek Foska. And we'll see who else is coming here. Gramlin's another good player that I like to take a lot, and we're gonna take him. Matt Hackett's a good goalie. He just got drafted. I don't know if you guys probably missed it, but he's a good goalie. If you guys want to look up for a young good goalie as well. Griffin Reinhart got drafted this year, pretty low in the fantasy draft or in the NHL entry draft, so he's a good player. And when I mean low, I mean like in the 10s. Ryan Murray, another great defenseman. I think he's a defenseman. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And so we're coming up to here. We have more than one center than we needed, but we need a right wingers and left wingers. So we'll grab two left wingers here that I'm going to see who we have. See, there's not a lot, but Quinton Hounds or Jaden Swartz here is the guy I'm going to take for now. And then I am just going to take the players that I want here. I'm only going to take like 1 or 2 more, and then I'm going to sim the rest of the fantasy draft because I know that a lot of these guys are great players, but I just don't know if I want to take them right now. You know, Niederreiter, good pick, but I'm going to sim the rest of this fantasy draft because this video is getting kind of long, and you know what? I want to face myself a challenge. Anyways, guys, I'm out for today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and we're going to have a good run here. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, and Twitter and Facebook coming soon. Alright, peace out, guys.